Welcome back, everybody. Ready for another deep dive. Today, we're going to jump into 2 Samuel chapter 10.
Ooh, this is a good one.
It is. It is. It's got it all, kindness, betrayal, war.
Lots of beards.
Lots of beards. We'll get to that.
Yeah.
So basic setup, right? We got King David. He's doing his kingly thing. And we've got this guy, Hanun, who's just become the new king of the Ammonites.
Right.
After his dad, King Nahash, passes away.
So, pretty standard changing of the guard.
Seems like it, right? But here's where things get interesting.
Yeah. David, he wants to, extend an olive branch, keep things cool with the new guy.
So being the nice guy he is, what does he do?
He sends a delegation, some of his officials, over to, offer condolences to Hanun.
Like, hey, sorry for your loss, man, that kind of thing.
Exactly.
It's pretty harmless.
You'd think, right?
But, you know how these stories go. There's always a but.
Oh, yeah, there's always a but.
So what's the but here?
Well, Hanun's advisors, they get in his ear, start whispering, hey, are you sure about these guys?
Suspicious, huh? Like they think David's up to something sneaky.
Exactly. They're convinced that these officials are actually spies sent to scope out their defenses.
Wow, so they're basically saying David's playing you for a fool.
Pretty much, yeah.
And Hanun, being the new kid on the block, he buys it.
Hook, line, and sinker.
Talk about a bad first impression.
Yeah, no kidding.
So what does he do? How does he react to this perceived threat?
Well, let's just say he doesn't exactly handle it with grace.
Oh boy, here we go.
He decides to humiliate David's men, big time.
Yikes, this can't be good.
He has half their beards shaved off.
What? Seriously?
Yeah, and their clothes cut, way up, leaving them basically exposed.
Ouch, that's gotta sting.
Yeah, especially back then, Shaving someone's beard, that was a direct attack on their honor.
A major insult. Right. Not just to those guys, but to David himself.
Yeah, pretty much declaring war without actually declaring war.
So Hanun, he's basically gone from 0 to 100 in, 5 seconds.
Pretty much.
I mean, this was supposed to be a gesture of goodwill, and it just blew up in everyone's faces.
It's amazing how quickly things can escalate, isn't it?
Absolutely, but I have a feeling this is just the tip of the iceberg.
Oh, you have no idea.
All right, well, we're going to have to leave it there for now, folks, but trust me, this story gets even wilder from here.
Yeah, much wilder.
So make sure to tune in for the next part of our deep dive, where we'll see just how David responds to this rather sharp diplomatic snafu.
It's going to be good.
It's going to be good. We'll see you then. Okay, so we left off with Hanun. He really messed up, didn't he?
Yeah, talk about a diplomatic disaster.
Humiliating David's envoys. What was he thinking?
I guess he figured there was no turning back.
Well, he was right about that.
Oh, yeah.
So now he's basically got to prepare for war, right?
Yeah.
Because David's not going to let this slide.
Not a chance. He's got a reputation to uphold.
Exactly. Can't let some upstart king just disrespect him like that.
And word gets around fast, Other kingdoms are watching.
For sure. So Hanun's got to make a move, show some strength.
And he does. He starts hiring these mercenary armies.
Mercenaries, from other kingdoms.
Yep, mainly from the Syrian kingdoms around him.
So now he's really up in the ante.
Big time. He's not taking any chances.
This is turning into a major showdown.
Oh, it is. It is.
But David, he's no stranger to war, is he?
No. He's a seasoned warrior. Definitely not one to back down from a fight.
So how does he respond? Does he just send the whole Israelite army marching over there?
Well, he sends his top general, Joab.
Joab, the man, the myth, the legend.
That's the one. And he gives him the best of the Israelite army, of course.
So Joab's up against a pretty formidable force, right?
Oh, yeah. He's outnumbered for sure.
Especially with those Syrian mercenaries thrown into the mix.
It's a tough situation, no doubt about it.
So what's Joab's play? How does he handle this?
Well, Joab, he's known for being a brilliant strategist.
Yeah, I've heard the stories.
So he does something pretty daring, pretty unexpected.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
He divides his forces.
He divides them. That seems risky.
He was a gamble, for sure.
Yeah. So why did he do it? What was the thinking there?
Well, he knew he couldn't take on both armies at once, not head on, anyway.
Makes sense. He had to come up with a different approach.
So he sends one part of the army to face the Ammonites.
Okay.
And he leads the other part against the Syrians.
Wow. A two-pronged attack, a classic pincer move.
That's exactly it, trying to hit them from both sides.
So who leads the charge against the Ammonites?
His brother, Abishai.
So he's putting a lot of trust in his family.
Yeah, blood is thicker than water, right?
Especially in battle.
Absolutely.
Okay, so Joab and Abishai, they split the army, each taking on a different enemy.
Yep, it was a bold move, for sure.
So tell me, did it work?
Well, you'll have to wait for the next part to find out.
Oh, come on. You can't leave us hanging like that.
Gotta keep you on the edge of your seat.
All right, you win, but we're definitely coming back for part 3 to get the whole story.
Don't worry, we'll be here.
Okay, so spill the beans. Did Joab's plan work?
You bet it did. Those first battles. Total wins for the Israelites.
Wow, both of them.
Yep. Joab took down the Syrians, and Abishai, he routed the Ammonites.
That's amazing. Talking a power move.
Right. But, those Syrians, they're a stubborn bunch.
You think they'd give up after that?
Well, they weren't ready to throw in the towel just yet, so, what they did is they regrouped, called in some reinforcements, and got ready for round 2.
So a rematch.
Yeah.
Bigger and badder than before.
Basically, yeah.
Okay, so what happens next? Does David just stick with Joab's plan?
Well, this time things were a little different, it was like the stakes were higher, so David, he decided to step in himself.
He did, like personally lead the army.
Yep, he crosses the Jordan River and goes head-to-head with the Syrians at a place called Helam.
Wow, David himself leading the charge.
It was a big deal, like having the king right there with them, fighting alongside them.
That's been a huge morale boost for the troops.
Oh, absolutely. And David's leadership, it was key in this second battle. I mean, the fighting was fierce, but the Israelites, they pulled through, they won, and man, did they inflict some serious losses on those Syrians.
So that pretty much settled it, right? 2 major defeats, I bet that sent a message.
Oh, yeah, it definitely did. Like, everyone in the region, they saw what happened, and suddenly picking a fight with David in Israel, well, it didn't seem like such a good idea anymore.
So all those other kings who were backing the Syrians, what did they do?
They basically did a 180, started scrambling to make peace with David,
Wow. So in the end, Hanun's little stunt, it backfired spectacularly.
Yeah, he thought he was being all strategic and tough, but really it just blew up in his face.
And actually, it kind of had the opposite effect, right? It just made David even stronger.
Exactly. Sometimes our biggest mistakes can lead to our greatest victories.
That's a good point. And it's something to think about, right? How our actions can have these unintended consequences. Sometimes good, sometimes not so much.
It's all part of life's crazy journey, right?
It is. Well, folks, that's our deep dive into 2 Samuel chapter 10, a story of kindness, betrayal, war, and, well, beards.
Don't forget the beards.
Definitely not. But hey, it's also a story about leadership, strategy, and learning from our mistakes.
All important stuff, no matter what time period you're living in.
Absolutely. So until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep those deep dives going.
See you all next time.